You're watching BionicDance. Don't run on automatic, instead, please think.
The well-known atheist Richard Dawkins, in one of his books, wrote this. Dawkins writes, "I have found it an amusing strategy, when asked whether I'm an atheist, to point out that the questioner is also an atheist, when considering Zeus, Apollo, Amun-Ra, Mithras, Baal, Thor, Wotan, the golden calf, and the flying spaghetti monster. I just go one god further." Now, that so-called one god further argument has become quite popular among certainly many atheists on the internet. Atheists, they say, are just people who believe in one god less than Christians. Does that argument actually work? Well, no, it doesn't.
Well, of course you'd say that. You have a vested interest in it not working. But your reasons for claiming it doesn't hold water are terrible, and in at least one case can be easily shown to be completely false. Let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. Let's lay down some cards. While I respect Richard Dawkins a lot, I've never liked calling theists atheists, even if they don't believe in other gods. I get what he's saying, but it's inaccurate. Other than that, though, it echoes my own stance on the matter. If the number of gods you believe in is 0, you're an atheist, regardless of any other factor. If the term theist cannot be applied to you, then you are, by definition, an atheist. So God minus 1 equals 0. It's very simple math.
If we took Dawkins' one god further argument and applied it consistently, it would have all kinds of peculiar consequences. One would be that we would no longer be able to select just one candidate, one right answer from a range of possible answers. Let me illustrate. Imagine that a criminal is standing in a courtroom, brought up for a charge for some crime he's committed. The criminal looks the judge in the eye and says, "Your Honour, I've been discriminated against. The police were sceptical about 10 other suspects, yet they arrested me. Your Honour, I encourage you to go one suspect further and let me go."
Nope. Total straw man argument. Because the argument here isn't about finding answers, but rather about the traits that are required in order for a designation to be legitimately applied. Had his example been that an innocent man is one who's committed one fewer crimes, then we'd be talking. But his example was about how many suspects should be rounded up for a crime, and that's completely off topic.
Well, the same problem could apply in science. I might look Professor Richard Dawkins in the eye and say, "I'm afraid, Richard Dawkins, I don't believe in natural selection. In fact, I reject evolution by natural selection for the same reason that I reject Lamarckian inheritance, panspermia, and punctuated equilibrium. I simply go one theory further than you and reject natural selection too." Clearly, that's a ludicrous argument.
Yes, it is. Because again, if we're deciding whether to call you a creationist or a Darwinian, then your one theory further argument might apply. But today's topic has nothing at all to do with which position is correct or which should be taken seriously. Dawkins is saying that we're atheists because we believe in one God less than you, and further saying that there is a multitude of gods you don't believe in as well. That's it. It's not even an argument, really. It's just a statement of fact.
But there's a further problem, too, with the idea that we can compare the God of the Bible to those other deities, so-called gods that Dawkins talks about. You see, the thing about Thor and Mithras and Zeus and the flying spaghetti monster, if those beings exist, they are creatures within the universe.
Okay, who made this guy a doctor when he can't even do his bloody research? Dude, there are plenty of non-Abrahamic gods that are not of the universe, that even created the universe out of nothing, just like your God is alleged to have done. Seriously, how can you be making false claims like this when a simple Google search can prove you wrong? Are you counting on people just taking your shit for granted?
But the God of the Bible, Yahweh, is not a being within creation. He is the very creator of reality, the one who sustains everything.
Which is awfully convenient when it comes time to proving he's real. It's your get-out-of-evidence-free card, innit?
Now, when I discovered Richard Dawkins using the word God to denote the entire pantheon of ancient Greece and Rome and Babylonia, it tells me he is not using the word God in the same way as I use it as a Christian.
Well, yes. He's actually using the word correctly, unlike yourselves.
You see, when Jews and Christians talk about God, we don't just mean some being who's a little bit bigger than us, some sort of superpower out there somewhere, but we use God to describe the one who is the creator of reality, the sustainer of reality, the very ground of being.
Which is, let's face it, arrogant as hell. First of all, God and deity are synonyms. To try to appropriate the word God as a proper noun, and specifically for your own deity, isn't that just the absolute height of hubris? But that's the way of Christians, isn't it? Claiming that yours is the one true God, replacing Saturnalia with Christmas, stealing other cultures' virgin birth stories, and so on. And that's not even mentioning the very, very long list of creation myths from other religions. You can just bet that Genesis was stolen from one or more of those. Count on it. Taking the word God and applying it to your own deity is just one of many examples of Christians basically saying that their God is a bigger dick than everyone else's gods.
God is the one without whom nothing would exist at all. Not the universe, not me, not you, not the flying spaghetti monster, and certainly not Richard Dawkins.
And naturally, it's a deity doing all of this, and not, say, a pantheistic spiritual energy of some kind. No, it's gotta be the beardy sky man doing all of this. Right? Please trust me when I say I'm quite happy to believe in one God less than that. Until next time, fellow space travelers, this is BionicDance saying don't run on automatic. Instead, please think. Hey, this is a nice computer you got over here. Be a shame you didn't subscribe to BionicDance. I'd hate for something bad to happen to it.